do what I bake for a living. 8 years ago, people are making fun of me. Let's get to know me while I have my coffee. I just made a strawberry white chocolate coffee. Also, this wall is painted by me. I had a vision and I wanted something green in my house, and that's how this wall came to be. This wall was painted by Tirth. It is a plain red wall, but it complements this really well. And if you're wondering about that mess, that was done by me because he was quite fast. We started painting together and we completed this entire thing. So he completed this in one day. Mine took 2 days because I had to paint these flowers first and then the wall. So it was a lot going on, and therefore what you see there is me. That is something that I did. Okay, I asked some questions on my personal Instagram channel and my bakehouse channel, so let's get into it. Okay, the first question we have is, when did you move to Canada? I moved to Canada 8 years ago. I was born and brought up in Vadodara, Gujarat. A lot of people on TikTok keeps on assuming where I'm from. Some guess that I was from South India, some guess from North India. I didn't even ask them to guess. It's just what they write on comments. No one guessed that I'm from Gujarat, but yeah, I'm a Gujarati. I'm from Gujarat. I did my graduation from India and then I moved over here. I did my college here for 2 years and got a job. Okay, so the next question we have along the line is, what do you do in your 9 to 5? So I am an HR generalist and I've been with this company for almost 5 years now, more than 5 years now. What made you start baking? Well, I was watching some videos, and when I came here, I had a lot of time and also the perfect tools to bake. So I just started baking as, like therapeutic, that, oh, I always had it in my mind that I want to bake something, but then I never really got that time or that, like that motivation to bake. But then over here, you don't really have your mom to cook for you or someone else to cook for you. So you're cooking basically for yourself. And in that entire realm, I started baking. And then there was a day when I saw New York style cookies and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. The first cookie I baked was the triple chocolate Nutella. Not even kidding. That was actually the first cookie that I baked. And that cookie I baked for Tirth because he loves sweet. He loves Nutella. And I was like, okay, fine, let me just bake this for you, see how it turns out. And the first time I baked, it wasn't perfect, but it was absolutely tasty because you cannot go wrong with chocolate and Nutella. So it was tasty. If I see it right now and rate that baking experience, it wasn't perfect, but it was just a fun thing that I did for him. Like, I baked cookies for him. He loved it so much and he started asking for more. So I started baking more and more and more from him. And then I made everyone around me try those cookies because of the way that he raved about them. So I made my friends try them, his family try them, and then my family, his family, everyone just started pushing me that you should really do this, you should really sell it. I sat with that thought for 2 years because I was very scared, very nervous, never done this, right? Especially in this country. I've never done this. And I had recently just moved cities. So that is a very big change for someone who had just moved countries. Moving cities also changes a lot of things because now you have to make new friends, to meet new people. You don't really know how people are going to react. Are they going to accept you? All of that. So I sat with that thought for 2 years. And then after 2 years, I don't know what clicked, but then I was like, okay, fine. I was like, okay, fine, let's give it a shot. At least I can say that, yeah, I tried. And then if it does not work out, it does not work out. But I did try. So that's how I started selling what I baked. And that's how this entire bakehouse came into existence. I'll put a photo over here of, my initial days. This was last year in December-ish that I did. It does not look pretty. I went to people and I just made them try my samples. That's all I did. It was so scary. Every time, like, I went with a tray in my hand and then I was like, do you want to try a sample? And some people would try it, review it. Some people would say no. Just standing over there and reaching out to every single person is so nerve-wracking that I was like crying from inside, like, I don't want to do this. And then I'm like, oh my God, I'm so scared to do this. That is all that I went through. It built a lot of my confidence. I'm very upfront and I know that, okay, it made me good with handling rejections, people saying no, listening about, okay, if someone is not liking my cookie, listening about that and being okay with it. I think that is what that entire experience did to me. But also the other thing that it did to me was people who really liked that cookie built up my confidence in a way that, okay, no, I can do this, like I can go and, start my own bakehouse, give this a real shot. And that's how my bakehouse came into existence. Do you make all the cookies yourself? Yes. I do. I'm still a small business. It's two people army, I would say. It's just me and Tirth. So most of the time, yes, 95% of the time, I'm the one who's making the cookies from start to end myself. Those 5%, I do have Tirth who will come and help me while it's making the balls, measuring the ingredients, baking them. He also did a market alone when I was not here, which is commendable. I don't think that I can do this business without him. So it's really a blessing to have him around and really support me in this entire endeavor. But yeah, most of the times, yeah, I am baking it myself, but then I do have Tirth as a blessing. Okay, the next question we have, and the most interesting one, is where do you get your recipes from? From here. Just kidding. I started, like I said earlier, I started with the triple chocolate Nutella recipe, which I got from YouTube. And then there were a few chocolate chip recipes that I found on Instagram, TikTok. I kind of start making them. Every oven will react differently. So my oven over here reacts very differently from my sister's oven. So get to know your environment, your kitchen temperature, your oven temperature, all of that is very important. And then it's all trial and error. I don't think that is a part anyone sees. Even for my tiramisu and banana bread cookie, there were so many failures that I could not show, or it was not really pleasing to watch. But yeah, you kind of tweak the recipes. You have like a standard recipe, and then you keep on tweaking the recipes based on the flavors or what you are trying to achieve. And that is how I get my recipes. Now I'm at a good stage, but I have like 6 to 7 recipes, which are like standard recipes. So I'll just keep on changing the flavors of it. Like if I have a Biscoff recipe, I know I can change it to pistachio by just replacing the Biscoff crumbs with pistachio crumbs. So that is how you can evolve from just one standard recipe. Always try to make like a small batch first and see how it reacts. Are you getting the same flavor that you want? And if not, try something else, tweak something else, and then you'll get to the point where you'll have your standard recipes, and then you can just evolve it with the flavors that you want. How do you balance it with work? I'm a person who likes to make the to-do list, and I make it a night before. So when I wake up in the morning, I already know what I need to do, and that really helps me to stay on point and focused. That is how mostly I get everything done. So my days might not look the same. So yesterday would be very different from today. Like yesterday I might have played tennis in the morning. Today I'm playing it during the night. It's that part might differ, but I would still get everything on my to-do list done. It would just be like jumbled up based on how my day is. Being in a corporate job, you might also have a lot of meetings. So I have a lot of meetings. Most days I have so many meetings. There are days where I have 0 meetings. So the days with 0 meetings will be very different. So my day kind of revolves around when do I have meetings, when I don't have meeting, how do I schedule my entire day. So yeah, in a nutshell, to-do list that really helps me to kind of know that, okay, this is what I need to do today and how much of that am I accomplishing. Also, I don't just have to do for my 9 to 5 or my Prutee Bakehouse. I have to-dos for everything. I like to make like columns. So there is a to-do for my 9 to 5. There is Prutee Bakehouse. There's personal, like, okay, I want to work out today, or I'm going to eat healthy today, whatever it is, or do laundry that goes into my personal. And then I have like a content creation thing entirely separate, because baking cookie comes in Prutee Bakehouse, but then shooting content comes in the last column, because you might want to take like 10 different shots, and that is where it comes in that entire to-do list. Okay, so the next question I got was, hello, how did you get the cottage permit for your business? So there were 2 permits that we got. One was with the province. I live in Ontario. I'll put the link in the description box down below. You basically go to their website and register your business. The other permit that we got was from our city. We went to the city office, paid the fees, and we were good to go. I know that even in one province, a lot of cities might have different rules and regulations. Just research online what your city needs, or just give them a call, and they will basically tell you how to register your business. How are you so smart, funny, caring, and beautiful? Aww. Stop. That is so sweet. That is so sweet. I love you. Where do you buy your packaging and ingredients? Well, for ingredients, we usually go to Costco, Walmart, Bulk Barn. These are my few go-to stores where I go and buy the ingredients. For packaging, I will try to do a separate video on it, because we did find a few stores that really work for us and where you get affordable packaging with your branding. So I'll try to make a different video on packaging so that you can also get the same for a very good price. Okay, we have 2 questions along the same line. How do you start caring about people judging you when you post? How are you so confident? Well, it's a process, or it has been a process. I grew up in a place where how you look, how you wear, the color of your skin tone, all of that mattered so much and was given so much importance that I never understood why. Because I was just growing up, right? I was just a kid. And as a kid, I was bullied with my weight, firstly, because I was overweight compared to my friends or other students. I was not the fairest person. I wore glasses. I was also shy. I loved my own company, so I used to be with myself for the most time. So I was bullied, I think almost my entire childhood, I was bullied because of the way I looked and my weight. And I did not realize it until I think I reached sixth grade that, okay, people are making fun of me, that they're passing comments which are not really nice. I think after that is when I realized that, oh, like there's a problem with me. It was so much so that I started dieting when I came in 10th grade. I started dieting at a very young age for no reason. I shouldn't have done that. But then that is how much it affected me. I have always been insecure about my weight and how I looked, my nose, my smile, everything. And then I moved to Canada. The first thing I noticed when I came to Canada is how much people love themselves. They don't really see, or they don't really, I don't know if even they thought that, like, oh, I don't like this part of me. They just embraced the who they are and they just kind of went with it. It was more about like you could see them being confident in their walk, with the way they say, all of that. It was mesmerizing. I was like, how? How do I go from here to there? It took me 6 years, honestly, to go from here to there. And now, even if I'm gaining weight, or even if, like I have acne or pimple, I don't really feel like, oh, why is this here? I celebrated that, okay, no, I started celebrating my body in a way that, no, I love the way that I look. I love the way my smile is, my nose is. Now that I think, I feel like, why did I want to get a nose job? I always wanted to get my nose fixed for some reason, because that is how I was being, like that was how I felt in that entire moment. Now when I look back, I feel like I made my that self proud from coming there to here, and that is how I became confident, I would say. Right now, and if anyone is listening, I'm gonna say that confidence is really in how you speak, how you carry yourself. That is how you, or your knowledge. That is what makes you pretty. That is what makes you beautiful, and nothing else. Everything else is just a part of it. It is not an entire you. And you are beautiful. You are amazing. Stop thinking about what people think. Stop. We want to love our own self. I love myself. And when you start loving yourself is when you stop thinking about what people think about you. So start loving yourself. Be kind to yourself. You don't really need to be so harsh on yourself. Do things that makes you happy. If it is a cup of coffee, go get it. If it is a pizza, go get it. Just take care of yourself. Listen to what your mind needs, what your heart needs, what your body needs, and just do that. Just do that. And if anyone is stopping you, don't listen to them. Tell them why you need it. Advocate for yourself. That is important. You are the one who needs to fight for yourself. Okay? So do that. It has been a journey for me. It did take me a long time to get, because that was 21 years of my life. So the next 6 years I started was like, okay, how do I love myself? So it was a journey, but every day counts. So don't stop. Don't stop loving yourself. If you're still here, thank you so much for watching me. I appreciate each one of you. Love you, and I'll see you next time. Bye.